guys, Luke Erickson here with the Thrive Time Show. As you can see behind me, we've got all kinds of energy going on. People are starting to show up for the conference, and it is hot in this place. We got grill guns over here. We've got people playing the drums. We've got a fire breather, and man, people are so excited as they come in. The conference is kicked off. This house is packed. We've got Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes up there. We've got Steve Currington with Total Lending Concepts up there talking about what is possible when you just implement, when you do the proven system. It's so exciting. People are going crazy. Now, Michael Levine, writer of many, many PR books, the man who represented people like Michael Jackson, Barbra Streisand, and George Bush. He's speaking to the people here at our conference, talking about branding. One of the greatest branding experts alive today is here at our conference, talking to entrepreneurs. We just wrapped up day one. It was incredible. We had some remarkable speakers. Michael Levine. We just finished with a lady named Jill Donovan, who owns a company called Rustic Cuff, talking about the power of the Dream 100. I cannot wait to see what tomorrow holds. Hey guys, Luke Erickson with the Thrive Time Show here with you. It is day 2 and the energy is high. People are so excited to be showing up. The team is ready. Come on, let's see what it's like to go on in for day 2. Follow me. People are so excited to be here for day 2. It is going to be incredible. Cannot wait to see what today has in store. Right now, here at the conference, we've broken into groups going over search engine optimization. And I know for most of us, myself included, if you hear that term, you go, what is that? What does that mean? That's too techie for me. Well, our experts are breaking it down for people so that you can clearly understand how to come up top in Google. It's doable. It's possible. Now we're in the middle of a break, and what we like to do is we like to give you as much tangible and relevant information from about the start of the hour for 45 minutes. Then we take approximately a 15-minute break to allow people to connect with other entrepreneurs around them, bathroom breaks, and also use this time to just really digest all of the good information that you're receiving the whole time. Right behind me, we've got Bob with his grill gun, melting an ice sculpture. It is awesome. The ice sculpture represents our life, right? It's here for a time, but we all need to have the sense of urgency to implement the things that we're learning so that we can make the most of the time that we have. We are outside. You can see a line behind me. What's going on is that we partner with different companies to help them implement the proven systems over and over and over again. And one of those companies is Master Machine. And so what we like to do is partner with these companies to also help them give samples to other people as they come to the conference and truly get their name out. I just wanted to recap some of the amazing things that have happened today. We've had entrepreneurs like Paul Hood with Hood CPAs. We've had Jill Donovan and Michael Levine come up and just impart so much wisdom and knowledge. We've got an incredible giveaway for one of our TVs. Hey there, Thrive Nation. One of the things that we love most about our business conferences is that we want every entrepreneur to leave with their questions answered. So what we do is we let them put the questions up on the board here so that they can ask their specific questions, and Clay will not end the conference until every question is answered. Behind us, Clay Clark is answering all the different questions that entrepreneurs have brought to the conference. Whenever someone comes here and starts to hear this information, especially for the first time, it just brings about so much anticipation of wanting to actually implement the proven systems and processes. And so Clay always wants to make sure that he answers all of their questions so that they are the most set up for success to be able to go home and start implementing. If you have any questions, email us at info@thrivetimeshow.com. We have come to the end of the 2019 Christmas conference. It was incredible. These entrepreneurs have gotten so many tangible things that they can go and they can implement. Check us out for more information at thrivetimeshow.com. And as we always like to do, we want to end with a boom. 3, 2, 1, boom.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you. All right, Thrive Nation, if you're looking for a success story, something to encourage you that you have the mental capacity and the tenacity to succeed, today's show is going to be a blasty blast, and a show that I recommend that you take notes, you visit the website, you verify that today's guest is a real person and she's not a hologram. Dr. Amber, welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you?
Much. I am doing great.
So, Jordan, we've had the opportunity to work with Dr. Amber here for a while, and she's having massive growth. So before we get into the details, could you describe what makes her great to work with? Because you're always bragging on her. So what makes her great to work with?
Well, for one, she never misses a meeting. She's always on time, and she always does the action items that I have her do. So whether it's starting the staff meeting once a week, the daily huddle, getting reviews, video reviews, the group interview, she just does it.
And so my understanding is Dr. Amber, you're up, the business has grown. As a percentage, how much have you grown? Is it 2%, 5%? What kind of a percentage growth have you had?
Wow. So just as some examples, in December, we grew over like 150%. The month before, November, we grew, I think it was, Jordan, like 280%. We haven't yet hit the end of January, so we're waiting on the results for that. But we've only been open for a little over 1 year, and we've already seen, amazing growth.
That's awesome. So you're having the big growth, and I think there's a lot of people that they view success as sort of a murky, mystical thing. I'll give you an example, folks. In my family, my wife used to get together with all the aunts for a big Thanksgiving meal once a year. All the women would get together, all the guys would get together, a big Thanksgiving meal. And there were some of the recipes they had over the years that were written, they were passed down from grandmothers and great aunts. And you could no longer read the actual ingredients on the note card. It was just a note card with like the remnants of what used to be words. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, how are you possibly making a pie using this? What does this say? And they would hold it for the nostalgic reason, but it really carried no actual practical value because nothing was written down. That's how the recipe was. I think a lot of people view success that way. They view it as kind of a woo-woo series of guesswork, and they're chasing this elusive thing called success. And I want you to know here at the Thrive Time Show, we break down that complicated idea of success into tangible action steps that you can take here. So, Dr. Amber, I want to get your thoughts on this real quick, just some basic stuff. First off, what kind of a doctor are you?
I am an eye doctor, or also known as optometrist.
How long did you have to go to school to become an optometrist?
For about 8 years.
About 8 years. And what's the proper pronunciation of your last name so people can look you up to verify you're not a hologram?
Teton.
Okay, so you went to college for how many years total?
Total 10 years, but it takes about 8 years to be an optometrist.
Got it. And so you're having, massive growth. And so I want to give people just some visuals here. The first thing we have to do with every client we ever work with is we have to sit down and figure out, what are your goals? Now, I'm not asking you to share on this public platform what your goals were or what they are, but did you have in your mind, did you already have goals established, or is that something that you needed help thinking of?
I would say that's kind of a twofold. We had, my husband and I, we had some goals in mind. But I think it was truly kind of, as a new start business, kind of hard to even categorize those goals and really put into perspective how much you could grow and how much you could reach those. So we knew we wanted to get improved, but we were kind of in a rut and didn't quite know how to do that.
Yeah.
And enter Lovely Podcast and actually taking the step to join them.
I am super, super glad you're so transparent about this, because I know a lot of people feel overwhelmed. And so I'm going to give people kind of a visual here. So step one, with every client we work with, and by the way, folks, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll see thousands of testimonials from real people. Step one, we have to establish our revenue goals. What's our annual goal for revenue? And then what's our weekly gross revenue goal? Now, step number two, we got to know how many patients we need to see just to break even. Now, Jordan, you work with a lot of wonderful clients. But again, with Dr. Amber, I mean, you've been bragging on her for quite a while here. Some clients, they get a kind of emotional when it comes down to making the tracking sheet.
Right.
What's the process been like working with our good friend here as far as making that tracking sheet? Was it a complicated thing? Was it a multiple month thing, or did you guys knock it out pretty quick?
No, it took maybe like the first meeting, maybe the first 2 meetings, just to nail down everything and what everything meant. And then from then on, it's just, it's always plugged in before every meeting. All the numbers are plugged in. So the income for the week, the expenses for the week, the profit for the week, the leads, how much the ads were this week. It's all plugged in, and it took 0 time. It took
now, as far as you have to measure what you treasure. I mean, that's a big thing. We all have to measure what we treasure. As you as a doctor, Dr. Amber, how does that help you to know all your numbers and to see it all on one spreadsheet?
Absolutely. I have been telling Jordan in the past that otherwise you were just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. I mean, I thought the numbers looked good. We'd go day to day at the end of the day looking at like the actual gross, but you had no way to actually track, okay, how many patients did you see? How many new patients did we see? Where's the money going? Also just looking at the amount of leads and how that kind of correlates in patterns to how many reviews we got, and then also where all of our like Dream 100s going, Google, all of that. It just really puts it in perspective and gives you a goal and an actual action item to be accountable for.
And again, I'm looking at the numbers here. It looks like you're up about 200%. I mean, and because again, you had some months where you're up higher than that and some months a little less, but I mean, you are absolutely growing. I want people to know this. I'm going to pull this up just to kind of brag on you. This is so important. I want to do a search here. Everyone do a search right now. We're going to go to usdebtclock.org. I'm not trying to depress anybody, but if you go here, there's a middle column where they keep an accurate track of how many Americans identify as being self-employed. So in America today, with a population of approximately 330 million Americans, we have 9,047,817 self-employed people. And according to Inc. magazine, 96% of businesses fail, according to Inc. magazine. Now, I'm not saying that Inc. magazine is the end all with stats. You also have the U.S. Chamber of Commerce with similar stats. What we're finding is most businesses don't ever succeed. So statistically speaking, just so we're clear, if there's 330 million Americans out there and only 9 million of them are self-employed, that's like 3% of our population is self-employed. Now, if you talk about 96% of them failing, we're down to now only 4% of that 3% is successful by default. So again, if you're out there today and you feel like you're struggling, don't feel bad. You just got to follow a proven system. Now, box number 3, Jordan works with our clients to figure out your schedule, your boundaries, how many hours you're willing to work. We've got some doctors, true story, we work with who say, I'm going to work 3 days a week. That's it. Other doctors say 6 days a week. Some say 7 days a week. How important was it for you and your husband and your team to figure out the hours that you would be open, the hours you're not open, just in terms of just blocking out that time?
For me, it's invaluable. So, a little bit of personal story. I actually just got back from quote unquote, I guess you'd call it a maternity leave, Jordan. So it was actually the only time I missed a call with him was when I was giving birth. So finding the time for when I needed to work and when family time was invaluable. And I think also having that be a recipe where I could still succeed makes it even more important, especially as a mom and a wife, being able to have my own business, but also being able to have boundaries on when I would actually see patients, when I would work on the business, and then when I would be able to go home.
So this is awesome. Again, folks, this woman has given birth to a baby, which in my opinion is you deserve a Lifetime Achievement Award. Anytime a woman gives birth to a baby out of their body, they deserve some kind of Lifetime Achievement award. But also she gave birth to a successful company at the same time. So the time will never be just right, but everybody out there, you got to block out time to be successful. There's never a perfect time. You're never too old or too young, or you just got to do it. Now, box number 4, you had to figure out your unique value proposition, and we had to improve the branding, box number 5. So we look at your website, navigationeyecare.com, and a website, by the way, folks, is a little bit like a garden. You're never quite done. You're always pulling weeds, always tweaking. As we look at it now, I'm sure we'll catch something we want to fix tomorrow or improve. But the idea is you have to eventually launch, and perfect is the enemy of done. Perfect is the enemy of done. So I want to talk to you about that for a second. I find that a lot of doctors I work with are hesitant to launch the site until it's perfect. Therefore, they never launch it. But I find that the clients that are the most successful can launch it and then say, you know what, I'm going to come back later and fix my lobby. I can come back later and adjust my logo. I can come back later and improve the look of my website. Could you talk about the process of launching the website? What was that like to work with Jordan and your team there, our team and your team?
It was really helpful. He was pretty confident in us from the beginning. I guess as a doctor, you're a little nervous and you don't want to make videos of yourself. I'm a pretty humble person, so that aspect just needed a little push and shove. He's done great on the website and just basically with our Navigation Eye Care logo, using that, but also just capturing what the office is, the energy within the office, and also being encouraging when we kind of fine-tuned, for instance, our no-brainer and our deal on that. He was really helpful in making that succeed.
Now, a no-brainer, I don't want to get lost with the language. I'm going to pull up this diagram again. Hopefully this diagram is helpful for everybody. With my clients, they always tell me it's like it helps them so much to see it. After we start the marketing, this is box number 6, the 3-legged marketing stool, which is how do we get customers? Once the phone starts ringing or once people start visiting the website, you have to have a no-brainer offer that is so good and so exciting that somebody who doesn't know you is willing to fill out the form. So just let me give you an example. I am not the only guy, the only guy that cuts hair in the city of Oklahoma City. So if you do a search for OKC Men's Haircuts, my company, Elephant in the Room, is not the only company that cuts hair. But if you do a Google search for OKC Men's Haircuts, we clearly come up top in the search results. And then people go to the website and they go, I don't know about this. There's other options. These aren't the only people I'm looking at. They're not loyal to my button. They're not loyal to my website. And they look and they go, wait a minute. First haircut's $1. I could try that because it's the risk and reward, whether it's conscious or subconscious. People do not want to have a bad first experience. And I see so many optometrists specifically and doctors that say, first exam, only $400. And people are like, huh? And it's not appealing. And people then have a horrible experience and they go, man, I spent $400 for a terrible experience. But this is a great offer you guys have come up with. Talk to us about the offer, the no-brainer, and maybe what kind of value that's had for your business.
Absolutely. So the first time exam and a pair of glasses is $99. We did fine tune that a little bit. At first, we had a kind of an age range on it since we see all the way from 6 months up. Since I came back in December, we actually fine tuned that to be $99 for everybody. It's been excellent. Jordan can attest to this. Our phones lately are ringing constantly. Like we kind of have a blessing in disguise, a good problem to have. Our staff is really busy with constant calls for leads, or even our lead sheet with people that want to know more. It is a great first step as well. So it gets everybody in the door. It's not a $99 and then end there. We have so many people that take advantage of that as step in the door, and then they love our office and the experience and they want to invest more. They get another pair of glasses, they get contact lenses, they say, oh my goodness, at the checkout, they want to schedule their whole family or their best friend. So it has been invaluable to grow up this. Nothing that we would have ever thought of ourselves. So completely just mind-blowing how much we've grown since we've started using that.
You know, one thing about business consulting is it's a lot like hiring a personal trainer for fitness. They're very analogous ideas. If you hire a personal trainer for fitness and you don't show up, it's not something you can delegate. You can't just say, Jordan, you're my personal trainer, but I don't want to work out today. So I'm sending my good friend Carl, my office assistant. He's going to work out in my place. He'll do some pull-ups, get him on the burpees, get him on the pull-ups, have him run a lot of crushers, okay? Because I want to get in shape, so really push that guy. And I think a lot of people view business consulting that way. It is a participation sport. It is a full contact sport. And if it wasn't for great people like Dr. Amber, the system wouldn't work. And with a lot of our clients, we help them design their office, their lobby. But in this case, with Dr. Amber, she really put a lot of thought into the design of her business. So when we send people into the actual office, they're having a great experience in the actual location. The sights, the smells, the sounds, the whole atmosphere is great. And a big kudos to you for doing that. Because again, if we help people market off a cliff, we have a lot of our clients, we do the interior design and we help them with that. But there are some doctors that say, I will decorate my own office. And it's the worst thing possible. So you've done a great job with that. Now we talk about sales, moving into sales. Eventually we have to sell something. So sales scripts, recorded calls, one sheets, print pieces, all of that. How important has it been for you to begin to put in sales systems? Because the word sales for most optometrists is almost like a curse word. How important has it been to put in sales systems for your optometry clinic's success?
I would say it's been a pivotal point of growth. So we have lead sheets where we get back in touch with anybody who wants more communication. We have call scripts that make it just seamless for our team from day one. Even we brought on a new staff member at the the end of December. From day one, she knew how to answer the phone. She knew what was expected and how to schedule a patient. She knew about the no-brainer. It makes it just a lot easier because as a small practice that just opened up, I don't really have the time, nor am I the most useful in training. As well as my other staff, I would rather have them be answering the phone, scheduling appointments, keep doing their job. And then the sales part, yeah, no optometrist really likes to sell. We would rather like to recommend or prescribe. But it is one of the few practices, along with kind of dentistry, where actually for the profession, yes, I have an eye exam, but we make a lot of our money and a lot of our business by actually selling or the consumer purchasing something. So with the selling process, Jordan would attest to this. I definitely have A+ players right now. We've kind of weeded out the weeds per se, and some B and C+ players, which has been a great stepping stone to a new office. But the energy and the staff really help in the selling, for them to know the product, for them to feel confident, and for them to kind of quote close the deal. And we have checklists for all of that make it really easy on, okay, what's the price on this? Can they get this with it, etc.
Now, if anybody out there who goes to, you want to see an example of a system once it's done, I should say, or is getting closer to done, if you go to eitrlounge.com, folks, and you click on the staff button, I unfortunately cannot give you the passwords to my franchise, but this is what it should look like behind the scenes. You basically have all your documents and all your checklists documented. So as we work over the years with your practice to help it grow, eventually we'll have every system, everything documented. So my staff, if they're looking for the opening daily manager checklist, they can just click on the link and bam, all the documents are there, all the systems. And it's a process, but at the end of the day, what you look for in business is you look for what's called a return on investment. Many of our listeners already know that, but I want to make sure we're on the same page here. My game, or my goal, my process is to help you bring in more money than you pay us. And so, I hire an accountant. Just full disclosure, folks, I spend about $4,000 a month every month on the same accounting firm. I have no problem with them at all. It's called CCK. They're an accounting firm based in Tulsa. They do work with clients all over the country, but it's called CCK Strategies. I don't make a commission for recommending them, although I've asked, but I do not make a commission for recommending them. But I pay about $4,000 a month to them. And you might say, well, why do you pay them every month? Well, because every time I have an accounting question, I can get on the phone and get the answer real quick. And so having those recurring weekly meetings keeps the accounting on track. Full disclosure, I work with a law firm called wintersking.com. Winters King. Again, I don't make a commission, although I've asked. Wintersking.com. This is who I use for all my legal stuff. And people say, man, why do you spend $4,000 a month on your legal and $4,000 a month on accounting? Are you spending $8,000 a month recurring? Yes, because I don't ever want to get myself in a legal conundrum. I want to stay on top of these things. And I think that's the same thing with business consulting. We charge you $1,700 a month, 1700. Could you speak to, just for the sake of time, when you pay the $1,700, how would you describe the value you're getting back as far as that value proposition, the $1,700 you're spending versus the value that you're getting back?
Well, the only word I can kind of think right now is no brainer. Pardon to say it, but it's kind of a non-negotiable. So the return on investment is something that really can't be quantified with the growth we've had, and just having the stepping stones along the way on what we need to do. And Jordan kind of says it's kind of like almost like a rinse, rather repeat, keep doing, and you'll see growth. But I think having him there as a coach and that accountability to meet each week is just the best. I think my husband and I are all in, and we would say it's just part of our business right now.
Now, I would tell people if they lived in your area and they wanted to have an eye care experience that is awesome, I would say, hey, it's $99. Okay. So worst case scenario, you go in there and you had the worst experience possible, which you're not going to have. It's just a no brainer. But at the end of the day, you have to try it out, folks. You have to go to the website. You have to look into it. You have to schedule that consultation. But for anybody who's in your area, what markets do you serve? Can you tell us what area are you in, and where can people, what geographical area do you service?
So we're located in Chesapeake, Virginia. This area is part of a 7-city or kind of 7-suburb area called the Hampton Roads community. We actually have most of the military. We have the largest Navy base. We have a Air Force base just north of us. So we get an influx of a lot of different communities of people. A lot of people who have been here long-term in the Chesapeake area that's very rural, but growing, to we also get people who are from Norfolk, who are from Newport News, who are across the water. It's really 7 cities that is an infrastructure of just different bridges and land. Quite different than the Midwest, although my husband and I are from the Midwest. But the Navy is what brought us here, and my husband now is more reserve out of the Navy, active duty, and we just are really blessed to serve a community that supports the Navy and the people in it.
And we're just a quick, brief 14-hour drive from your office. So if anybody in the Tulsa area, it might be worth the 14-hour drive. You'll have to do the math, folks, but it's only 14 hours away from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, final question I have here for you. And again, we help you with, the HR, the hiring processes, the checklists. There's a lot of stuff we do. I just wanted to be able to celebrate your success and that 200+% growth there. But for anybody out there that's thinking about scheduling a 13-point assessment, we have thousands of testimonials people can see by going to thrivetimeshow.com and clicking on the testimonials button. But what would you say for anybody who's thinking about scheduling a free 13-point assessment? Because we only take on 160 clients, so I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want anyone to waste their time. What would you say to anybody who's thinking about scheduling a free 13-point assessment with myself?
I would say 100% go for it, with the caveat, are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to be held accountable every week? And are you excited about growing more than you probably could have ever imagined and more than you'll be able to do on your own?
Boom. Dr. Amber, I really do appreciate you carving out time. Jordan, thank you so much for making this happen. Jordan's always bragging on you, and it's great to be able to celebrate you here on today's show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those in that system has really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you are looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like him most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See, it's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000. Whoa.